Here clearly you can see that black wants to bring his rook to c8 so that he can target this bishop. And after this, here Fischer brings his knight to e3, brings his knight to f1. Maybe he wants to bring this knight to either e3 or maybe this knight to g3 according to this situation. And since you can see that this bishop is attacked, so that's why here Fischer brings his knight to e3, which guards this bishop. But here, instead of a5, capturing the pawn on d4 might be the better option for black. This is because after takes, and simply queen takes d4, but now black can play this amazing move d5 so that he can bring his bishop to c5, which targets this queen. And to stop this, white can go for b4, but after that simply takes, bishop takes e4, and now black can simplify the game by capturing this bishop. But here the best move for black is to play queen to a7, asking for queen exchange. And after you can see that this queen gets exchanged, and now white can simply brings his bishop back out from danger, and you can clearly see that this game is completely equal. Okay, so in the actual game after a5. Yeah, but guys, here Fischer missed something crazy. Instead of pushing the pawn, firstly white must consider bringing his knight to d5 so that he can exchange this knight. And suppose you can, so as you can see that this queen is attacked, so black is forced to capture this knight, and after that simply takes. And finally you can see that now white has this double pawn structure, and black will simply bring back his knight to a7, right? But guys, that's not so simple. This is because now white will immediately brings his bishop to d3, because you can see that this bishop is attacked, so that's why it has to move somewhere. And obviously you can see that black can't capture this d4 pawn, because then white rook will capture this bishop on e7. So that's why if white brings his rook to e8 so that he can guard this bishop, simply takes, and knight takes e5, targeting this bishop. And suppose if black decides to defend this bishop by moving it to c8, now this is losing for black. This is because now white can play this amazing move bishop takes h7 check, sacrificing the bishop. This is because after takes, now comes queen to h5 check, and after this king moves, queen takes f7 check, king to h7, and queen takes e8. And clearly you can see that black is lost. Okay, so let's go back to our original game after the move d5. And now you can see that white is threatening to capture this pawn on e5 so that he can deflect this d6 pawn and grab this dark square bishop. So that's why after seeing this all, here black immediately brings back his bishop to f8. Maybe he wants to bring his rook to g1 so that he can push this g-pawn.
Aki.
Maybe he can play h4 in future, targeting this bishop. And now it's better for white to push this g-pawn so that he can lock this position, but here Bobby made a mistake by playing rook to h1. This is because now black immediately brings his knight to h5, and now clearly you can see that black is threatening to capture this g3 pawn because he wants to capture this g3 pawn so that he can deflect this bishop, so that he can sacrifice this bishop to h4 to deflect this g3 pawn, which is guarding this crucial f4 square. And since after white will capture this bishop, now you can see that this f4 square is undefended. So that's why after this black can easily bring his knight to f4, and by this you can see that this queen and this king get forked. And the best way to defend this is simply moving this queen to f3. But here Fischer made a mistake by knight to f3. This is because now black moves according to his plan. Yeah, as you can see that here black sacrificed his bishop, and obviously you can't take this due to knight to f4 check. So that's why here he brings back his bishop to e1 so that he can guard this g3 pawn. And here black brings back his queen, but I still can't understand that why black didn't capture this free pawn on e4. And now it's better for black to capture this pawn on g3 with the bishop so that he can play knight to f4 check, but he made a mistake by playing bishop to g4, missing this amazing opportunity. Basically, he wants to improve his pawn structure, but that's an inaccuracy. This is because now Fischer immediately brings his bishop to d3, targeting this queen as well as failing the intention of uh, improving this pawn structure. Okay guys, so now comes the most interesting part of this game. Everything was fine till here, but in this position black blunders by playing d4. This is because you can see that now white will easily run through this pawn by bringing his king to d5. Instead of this, he must consider rook to b3 so that black can grab this pawn, and at the end this game gets equal. And now it's better for white to just push this pawn, but he made a mistake by playing king to c4. This is because now black will bring his king forward to g3, targeting this rook, and suppose if he placed his rook to b2 so that he can push his pawn, now you can see that black will slowly bring his king towards this d4 pawn, and black will also start pushing, and after that black will push this pawn, which leads to an equal position. But in the actual game, black didn't play this amazing move, which is king to f3. Instead, he blunders by playing d3. This is because now Fischer finds the best move, king to c3. And here basically white wants to attack this pawn and this rook at the same time. So basically he wants to attack this rook and this pawn at the same time. And obviously black will defend his rook. And after that, white can easily grab this pawn on d3, and since this king is very far from this pawn on b4, so at the end, white will easily promote his b pawn and wins the game. And yeah, now you can see that no one can stop this promotion. Please make sure to like this video and also make sure to subscribe to our channel. And the most important thing, please hype this video so that we can make this video popular. This is your host Bison signing off. Bye bye.